25. With me, I have Sean A.
Hello, hello.
Sealman. What's up?
Playing some Touhou, hopefully. Doing well. We'll see.
Here's hoping. So actually, I think this is like the first time we've had like a solo submission for a real, just like pure Touhou game.
Yeah. It's something I've always wanted to do in a marathon. It's kind of terrifying because it's... I mean, I've done plenty of speedruns before, but this just has like hard failure states. So there's a sort of menacing energy to it. But I'm on like a 10-1cc streak right now, so should be good. Should.
Wow. Let's make it 11, huh?
Alright. Am I good to go?
From my side. Yeah, you give me a countdown of 3, 2, 1, and
Yep.
you're ready to start whenever you want.
So, gonna get started here. We're gonna be doing a Lunatic 1cc, hopefully. So 3, 2, oh wait. I'm picking Marissa because it makes the game easy. Sorry, I forgot there was a character select. Alright, 3, 2, 1, go. So, for the first stage here, if you don't know anything about Touhou, I'll try to explain some like core Touhou mechanics. So, one thing you're going to see me using is something called point of collection. When you go above a certain point on the screen, vertically, it's going to collect all items on screen. This is useful for scoring, but I don't actually care about scoring right now. The main thing I care about is those maple leaf items that you might see spawn when I kill enemies. Those are going to, in a very convoluted way that I'm not going to go into full detail on, bring me towards getting more lives. More lives is good. What the heck is going on here? Clear. Cool. That's not what I was supposed to do. Anyways, here's the mid-boss. Bosses in Touhou are divided between spell cards and non-spells, so that's a non-spell there. This is a spell card. So spell cards are more sort of complex and about learning like a little trick, whereas non-spells are more sort of react-heavy. That's not to say they're easier, but this game has some pretty brutal non-spells, but there's sort of more to learn with spell cards. You're also going to see me grazing because it spawns those maple leaf items that get me lives. That's just when I get close to bullets. I'm not going to be doing it too much, just when it's convenient. As it turns out, going near the bullets is scary, so I'm not going to do it too much. And sort of just redirecting stuff. I'm going to make sure these red Yang enemies I'm going to try and kill as quickly as possible. They actually do fire bullets eventually, and it can get kind of nasty if you actually let them. So just make sure you're on top of them and you know your routes. Here I'm going to be trying to use as much of the screen as possible. So shmups, if you don't know, are a genre of 100% about space management and nothing else. Anyone that tells you otherwise is lying to you to try and make themselves sound better at video games. Dodging literally doesn't matter. It's about not having to dodge. That is the #1 most important skill to learn, and it's always the thing you can get better at. So we're going to be going into the first boss here. Fairly straightforward, though the last 2 spells can trip me up sometimes, but hopefully otherwise should go well. I'm gonna try and like redirect. She's always gonna move towards you with these attacks, so I'm gonna be trying to make sure she moves towards me in ways I want. And then this one, just gotta spot the opening. It's not too hard, but sometimes can give you something funky, and it is! I could not read that for the life of me. Yeah, fairly straightforward here. Nice. And then this is the first one that's like hard. Oh, it's already weird. I already don't like this. The exact like rotation of these that they start at is I'm gonna bomb it. What the heck, man? It was like forcing me to the side. Bad vibes all around. And then this one, you can get a lot of bullets coming in at different angles, which can make things very scary, but I'm also just gonna bomb it. Alright, we got no lives, so like, let's go. 3 bomb stage 1, that's what you love to see. Alright. Very scuffed stage 1, but that's fine. Cool trick with Touhou. When you have 0 bombs, you can do anything. Got a bomb in your heart. Coming into stage 2 here. So, in this game, and I would say Touhou in general, stages tend to be pretty easy. This game, especially up until I'd say stage 5, is like really easy stage-wise. It kind of just, once you know the routes and you know where the enemies have come from, so you can get them before they do things. Not too bad. Talking about Marissa's shot a bit, so obviously you've noticed the cool flashy lasers by now. Those actually don't do much damage. The vast majority of my damage is coming from those little, like, Christmas tree-shaped bullets that go straight up. So when I'm damaging bosses and stuff, I'm going to try and make sure I'm always under them. Because even though I might be damaging them somewhat with the lock-on, I'm not actually doing too much. Though it is very handy for, like, getting enemies that don't have a lot of health. You're going to see these enemies that have their own health bar. When an enemy has its own health bar, that means when you kill it, it's going to cancel all bullets on screen. Most of the time, I'm just going to be killing them as quickly as possible, but in Stage 3 and 5, I'm going to be doing other things. I'll talk about that then. Mid-boss here, it's very patterned, but also very mean. There's basically no RNG here, but that doesn't stop me. Nong has gone well. This spell card has been giving me a lot of trouble lately because I don't understand why I keep messing it up. Nice. Alright, we got a bomb. That's exciting. Second half of the stage here. Fairly straightforward stuff. Nothing too exciting to talk about. Just making sure to actually know what I'm doing. And yeah, the big advantage of Marissa A is just sheer damage output. You can see I'm just killing so many of the enemies before they can really do anything. Which is very handy, because then you don't have to do anything. Here I'm going to be using my unfocused shot, which is going to make me move faster, but it's also going to increase the horizontal range of my lock-on, which is very, very important for that section there. Is why I'm doing it. Moving on to the Stage 2 boss here. There's two of them. Their nons love to sort of force you to move faster than you'd be comfortable with. You sort of have to get through like the wall here before the next set comes. But if you can do that pretty fast, not too bad. This one can be mean, but it's usually my fault if it is. The pattern of this is random and can sometimes be awful, but it was pretty nice there. Nice. Another one where you sort of have to get through the wall before the next wall comes. And we're struggling, but we're good. This is random, and this should work. It's sketchy. It's not what I want. But it's not the worst possible outcome. The angle of those mimics are random, and some angles are way better than others. Alright, trying to follow a very specific route for this. I might bomb just because I have it. Yeah. Definitely the hardest attack here. Cool. Alright, we're through Stage 2. No miss. That's what you love to see. I'm using my bombs very efficiently. Most important thing about shmups, other than space management, is using bombs. I know you want to be cool and, like, not use your bombs. I do too, but, like, dying with bombs in stock is literally bad gameplay. You are bad at the game if you do that. Unless you're doing, like, some self-imposed masochism challenge. So, Stage 3 here, if you're a Touhou superfan, you probably know, like, where in the game's world we are right now. This game is kind of a subterranean animism fan game. Not really, there's no recurring characters or anything, but there's definitely a lot of recurring motifs. These enemies here, I'm not going to be focusing on the main body. I'm actually going to be focusing on these side things first. For the reason because if I lock on, it's actually going to lock onto both sides at once rather than the main body if I leave them both alive. So I'm doing that to make sure I shoot the center. It's actually going to kill it quicker. Yeah, I've done an LMB of this game too. Not too bad. This game doesn't have a lot of RNG by Touhou standards, so it's pretty easy to learn. This is a Marissa A special where I should be able to kill before having to do anything. And then this one's kind of brutal. These icicles have really strange hitboxes, and kind of really mean hitboxes. And also, if those yellow bullets, if they bounce off the side instead, then they'll bounce off sideways, and then it's basically over at that point, so you gotta make sure to redirect in a way that doesn't make that happen. And then fun section here where these white fairies on the bottom basically just line up for you to blast them. It feels great, it's really easy, and it just, good times. When I end this section here, I'm gonna make sure I'm on the left-hand side. The reason I'm doing that is for this. I just know. I don't know why I did that like that. I don't know why I went to the point of collection so early. It worked out. Just clearing this up here. Coming into the end of stage 3. Just gonna have 2 of these enemies, but the strategy is identical. And we're going into the boss after like 20 seconds. I don't know why this transition takes so long. It's Uma Musume from Uma Musume. You can get some revenge for your key to slam black, as they say. You wouldn't believe how many Satono diamonds I got, man. Also, that was embarrassing. Whatever, I had no bombs. Alright, I gotta follow a very specific route for this. Once you know the route, it's not too bad. But this is like a guaranteed death on your first playthrough, and like probably like your first 5. This is really nasty. Loves to sort of have like fake openings, but not too bad. Alright, strong contender for easiest spell in the game. Very cool. Alright. I'm gonna get punished for playing Marissa A here, because my ability to be directly under her right now is extremely limited, so I'm having to rely on the damage of my lock-on, which, as I said, isn't good, so I'm gonna have to do this pattern for quite a long time. Anyways, check this out. My strat for this attack is I'm gonna bomb it. Wicked. It's extremely unreasonable attack. I don't even want to talk about it. By the way, you can see my history with the attacks in the top of the screen. If you want to know what my chances of success are. I'm gonna bomb it. Got kind of walled there. Didn't find my opening. Not too bad. We are... Actually, this is a really good run so far. We're 1 miss going into stage 4. This is as happy as I could be right now. Thank you for the good luck, Limpy. I'll need it. Alright, Scarborough Fair, by the way. Classic banger. Again, fairly straightforward stage here. These enemies here are really fun to deal with. It kind of just works. They sort of aim away from you, so if you just sort of carve your own opening and sort of just snake your way through, it feels really good. It's really easy to do. And then making sure whenever I'm doing these sort of tap dodges through these guys, I'm trying to be above the point of collection, just to auto-collect everything. And then coming up shortly here, I'm going to deliberately delay killing these guys, because they're going to spawn some things around them that have their own hitboxes and spawn the Maple Leaf items when they die, so that's going to give me more lives in the long run, which is going to increase my chances of success. Alright, mid-boss. This lady's evil. Specifically, her nons are evil. They just form like hard walls. This is already bad vibes. They're like completely patterned, but they're impossible patterns. Alright, I carved my way through. This is a fun attack, sort of make your own hell. Everything's aimed kinda here, so anything that happens is your own fault. Oh, I made it through too! Whatever. Gotta be safe. Always be safe. But yeah, I did not need to bomb there. Would love to be above the point of collection on this section here, but if you haven't noticed, there's not much space to move around. You kinda gotta do it in the exact way they want you to. I'm sure there's probably a safe spot tech, but I don't know it. Alright, gotta make sure to kill these guys really quickly. Less so that wave, but the wave that's coming up here. Luckily there's not really anything to interact with, so you can kind of just do it. But you get those guys coming from the bottom, it's very nice. Something to note about this game is every shot in the game, or at least most of them, have some sort of backward shot mechanic. With Marissa A being one of the exceptions. So there are sections of the game that are designed around you being able to do that. There are ways to get around it always, but you kind of have to know them. Alright, one bomb for the stage 4 boss is menacing. As with before, her nons are evil. I'd like for you to die soon, but I'm not really getting any damage off. Cool. Alright. Weaving through that probably looks hard, but I don't know how to tell you this. It's so easy. It's like the exact same way every time. Alright, this one, if I stay up and sort of move down when I need to, it should work. What the heck is that, man? Sure, whatever. Alright, we got no bombs for this, so it's time to believe. This is one of the hardest attacks in the game. I'm just gonna shut up and focus here. Yeah, sure. Alright, I'm just gonna bomb it. That's expected. Alright, this is probably the easiest non, but it's still pretty mean. Just gotta know where your openings are. Going up here for a redirect. It's gonna make these guys go up instead of down. And they're gonna just not do anything. Very handy. Unfortunately, since there's bullets here now, I'm not going to be able to do the same for the second wave here. But it should go down like halfway through. Alright. Sort of like kitchen sink attack here. She's going to throw everything she has at me. This is slightly randomized with the attack order. And sometimes is way meaner than it should be. Bomb. Something to note about Marissa's bomb, you'll notice it has like a huge cone shape. In reality, basically only the exact center of the cone does any meaningful damage. So if I'm off to the side like that and I do a bomb, it's still going to cancel bullets, so it's still worth doing, but you're not getting the full bomb. Alright, stage 5 I would say is the first hard stage. This beginning's not too bad, but it's gonna get bad pretty quick. These purple enemies, you need to rush them down as quickly as possible. Otherwise, they can flood the screen, and it gets, like, impossible. And later in the stage, there's gonna be situations where, like, you really can't rush them down. And you gotta figure it out. Alright. Counting challenge. 5, 6... 5, 6. 5, 6. Okay at counting. Could have been better. Alright, again with the purple enemies here. But luckily if you just know the spawn order, you're good. And then another wave of these yin-yangs. But I used to find this wave harder, but now I find it easier now that I've got it figured it out. At least figured out a bit. And into the mid-boss. It's her again. But she's way nicer than she was before. This is one for the kids at home. You can all do this one. If you tap right whenever there's a bullet nearby, it kind of just works. Cool. And then this is going to be where it's hard to rush these fellas down. But not too bad. And now we got the fun section. So I'm going to delay killing these guys because they're going to cancel bullets. What I'm trying to do is not follow along with them, or I might accidentally kill one. Every time I kill one of these, it's going to get harder. And I don't like that, so I want to do this instead. But it looks like I'm leaving one alive, which is menacing. Please die, we're good. And another one of these guys. These enemies are actually like really hard. You have to do some really fast reads. There we go. And then one last section of these purple fellas. I swear they fire at like a faster rate here. I don't know what's up with that, but you do have to do some dodging. But we are in a very good position right now going into the Stage 5 boss. Also, the Stage 5 boss music is like top tier bangers, so appreciate it. Also, check out these hitboxes. Very cool. It just works. Alright. I got a bomb, which is very handy because like I'm gonna have to bomb this. The first wave isn't too bad, but then like you got random bullets moving around for the second wave. So you just don't do it. That's the tech. I got no bombs for the rest of this, but I believe in myself. And I should get a bomb before the final attack, and I'll need that. Cool. Whatever, man. The 1CC's been like the bag at this point. That one's really hard until you learn the route, and then it's kind of hard. She's more alive than I want her to be, though. There we go. Alright, this non's pretty brutal. But I'm gonna try and do it for fun. No, we're bombing, man. No way, dude. Alright, another contender for easiest spell in the game. It's a nice little break before the final spell, where you get, like, hard punished for anything you do. Alright. What's the success rate on this? 5 out of 20. That's better than I would have thought. This one's evil. You have to follow an exact route, and I hate to tell you, I'm not going to be doing that. I'm actually just going to be clicking the bomb button as soon as I'm able to. I can't be bothered. Alright, we're moving on to the last stage with almost max lives, so great position here. We're in a nuclear reactor, by the way. Real Touhou lore. It's not even Fangame Touhou lore, that's like canon Touhou lore. No birds in here, though. No cats, either. Gonna try and kill these guys as quickly as possible. I want them to not be able to fire shots so that I can line this up without less issue. Very good. I need to be down there, and I can't really compromise on being down there, so I kind of just gotta handle whatever's there. Alright, coming up is one of the sections where you're expected to have a downward shot, but there is a way to do it, but I'm gonna do it my way, which is much handier. Alright. You know what? Since I have max lives and I'm gonna get a 1-up from this, I'm gonna try this attack. What's my success rate? It's like 1 out of 20. Wicked. Dude, I'm so good at video games right now. Gaming out of my gourd. Alright, we're 2 out of 21, boys. You really do love to see it. Fun fact about being at max lives, by the way. You notice I'm at 3 out of 5 life pieces. If I hit 5 out of 5, that's going to reset to 0, and I'm not going to get anything out of it. Technically, I think if you want to play like super optimally survival, you probably want to throw when you're at 4 out of 5. But you don't need to. We're at max lives entering the final boss. There's no chance of failure. Like I'll play like fast and loose for like the first 4 lives. If I lose 4 lives, I'll just bomb everything and I'll still be fine. I have enough resources to cheese the game. Cool. Alright, this attack sucks. I don't know how to do this. I'm sure there's a way how to do this consistently. I don't got it. Anyways, I'm kind of throwing hard right now. Which means I'm just gonna bomb. By the way, the boss is pretty bomb resistant. But not too bad. And also, one of those deaths was actually the throwing I was talking about to take advantage of max lives, for sure. Alright, this is a Marissa A special, where you can kill before having to do anything. If you just press up whenever things happen, you're good. And another non here. This one's probably the easiest one. This attack should be easy, but like, I throw it every time. And also because of the way it is, like it's basically all pattern, so when you die to it, it's not because like you know in advance you're gonna die, because like the game generated some sketchy stuff. You kind of just die instantly and feel bad about it, so it's like impossible to bomb. But we're good. Alright, here's the hardest non. Mainly because these black and white bullets here fire at like very different rates. And because they're the exact same color, it's very hard to tell which is which, and it destroys your brain. Alright, this used to be really hard. I have new strats for this, so it should work. But if you destroy those icicles, they fire like instantly, so that's why I'm like stopping shooting. Nice. Alright, second to last attack here. You can just press up through this. It's not menacing at all. But you do have to do a second wave, which is more menacing. Cool. Alright, final attack. I got no bombs, so let's see if I can no bomb this. The answer is probably not. I've done it, I think, twice. But, let's see. 1 out of 14. By the way, that 1 is from my no bomb run. It's, extremely sick. Sorry, I'm kind of shutting up and focusing right now. Cool. Alright. I tried. Almost got there. If I'd survived that wave, I would have been good. Anyways, clear. We did it. That went way better than I had any hopes for, so I'm quite pleased. And now we get to enjoy some quality sweet potatoes with the gang. Very, very quickly, because I'm skipping through it. Anyways, I'm very pleased with how that went. That went extremely well. So, I really, really do appreciate it. I will be back tomorrow with Daichan's Great Adventure World's End, which is a much more laid-back, comfy speedrun, where we eat 320 cucumbers. But otherwise, that should be it for me, so thank you all for watching.
Well, thank you for the great run. I'm glad the streak is still alive.
Yeah, that went pretty much as good as the best of my practice runs, and that's not what I was expecting, so very happy.
Awesome. Alright, in that case, we're gonna get ready for the next run, which is I Want to Be the Fangame by Second Java. We'll be back in just a few minutes, so make sure to stay tuned. We'll see you then.